Skip these 7 body areas, and you might need help to walk within a year. There are things we think are harmless until they quietly chip away at our health, little by little, without us even noticing. Each morning we wake up and go through the same familiar rituals, washing our face, brushing our teeth, taking a shower, and feel reassured that we've done enough to care for ourselves. But here's the truth. Some areas of the body, small and silent, if not cleaned properly every day, can become hidden gateways for illness. No pain, no smell, no warning signs, just quiet accumulation, day by day, until one day it turns into infection, weakened immunity, or even serious complications in older adults. That's what happened to Helen, Bernard, and Dorothy. And honestly, it might already be happening to you without you realizing it. Today, we're going to walk through 7 parts of the body that are often forgotten, but play a critical role in your health. And you might be surprised to learn that at least 2 of them are places that 90% of older adults have never even thought to clean properly. We won't be diving into complex medical talk, just heartfelt stories and gentle advice, as if you're sitting down with an old friend, sharing ways to stay clean, stay healthy, and stay strong. But more importantly, how to live intentionally, fully, and with love for yourself. And please don't leave early, because habit number 6 is the one that's quietly stealing confidence from so many people, all because of one simple misunderstanding about how to care for the body. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Sometimes it's the tiniest things we overlook that grow into the biggest problems, like one man shared at a senior support group in California. I brush my teeth, wash my face, shave carefully every day, but I never once thought about cleaning my belly button. The room fell silent. Then came the soft sighs of recognition. The belly button, often dismissed as unimportant, is actually one of the dirtiest spots on our body. According to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Microbiology, it can harbor up to 67 different types of bacteria. These tiny organisms aren't all bad, but when they build up over time in a warm, dark, moist space like the belly button, they can form a hidden bacterial hotspot. Dr. Emma Turner, a geriatric specialist at the Mayo Clinic, explains, as we age, our skin becomes thinner and the body's natural defenses weaken. If the belly button isn't cleaned regularly, it can lead to issues like skin inflammation, fungal infections, and in worse cases, deep infections that may require medical treatment. Helen, a 75-year-old woman from Oregon, is living proof. She's always been tidy, well-kept, and meticulous with her hygiene. But for nearly 3 years, she had completely overlooked her belly button. One day, she started feeling itchy, then a stinging sensation, followed by redness and a strange odor in her lower abdomen. She assumed it was an allergy to her body wash, but after seeing a doctor, she was diagnosed with a bacterial infection in her navel. I was shocked, she shared at her senior wellness group. I had forgotten that my belly button even existed, let alone that it could cause so much trouble. Since then, Helen has adopted a gentle new habit into her morning routine, using a soft washcloth soaked in warm water to gently clean her belly button during her shower. No harsh scrubbing, no fingernails, no cotton swabs, just a simple, consistent act of care. It makes me feel clean, light, as if I'm finally listening to my body, she says with a smile. You see, we may have neglected certain parts of ourselves, but it's never too late to start caring again, especially for a body that has carried us through decades of living. If you've never paid attention to your belly button before, today might be the perfect time to begin. Try cleaning it gently and feel the difference. It only takes a minute, but that 1 minute says something powerful to your body. I still care about you. Do you clean your belly button every day? If this is the first time you've heard about it, drop a comment below with "just learned." And if you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel, Golden Wise Elders, where we help each other live wiser, cleaner, and more tender lives every day. And if you thought the belly button was the most overlooked spot on your body, just wait until we talk about your nose, the very passage every breath travels through, yet so few of us think to clean it properly. There are mornings when you wake up feeling foggy-headed, heavy, like your breath isn't flowing the way it should, as if something is quietly blocking the path that should be your body's first connection to life itself. Lorraine, 74, from New Jersey, once described it in a way that was both simple and profound. I don't feel like I'm truly living. Even breathing has become exhausting. And it turns out the culprit was something she never imagined, an unclean nose. The nose is more than just an entryway for air. It's your respiratory system's first line of defense. Every day it filters thousands of particles, dust, pollen, bacteria, even viruses before they reach your lungs. Yet according to a study by Harvard Medical School, 85% of older adults never clean their noses. not even when dealing with symptoms like congestion, sneezing, or sleepless nights from a blocked nose. Dr. Peter Collins, an ENT specialist from Ohio, explains, when the nose isn't cleaned properly, harmful bacteria can build up and lead to chronic sinus infections, lingering colds, and even bronchitis. For seniors with weakened immune systems, something as simple as a blocked nose can impact sleep, brain oxygen levels, and blood pressure. Lorraine, the same woman who felt like breathing was a burden, was advised by her doctor to try a saline nasal rinse each morning. I didn't believe it at first. I thought that was just for people with allergies. But after only a week, she felt the air flowing clearly into her lungs, fresh and light, like the first breeze of fall after a long illness. I slept better. I woke up without that heavy stone-like feeling in my head, she shared during a local senior wellness group. One small change, but it transformed her entire day. Nasal hygiene isn't complicated. A simple saline solution or nasal rinse bottle twice a day, once in the morning to clear the buildup from the night, once before bed to cleanse before sleep, is all it takes. Like a quiet ritual, gently clearing the way for life to flow in. And most importantly, do it as a kindness to yourself, because you deserve to breathe freely. You don't need to struggle. You don't have to accept chronic congestion as just another part of getting older. Aging doesn't mean learning to live with discomfort. 3. Cleaning your tongue, not just for fresh breath, but for whole body health. Have you ever felt like your food just doesn't taste the same anymore? Like the flavors are muted, the joy of eating slowly fading? Have you ever wondered, did your taste change, or is your body trying to tell you something? I have a friend, Howard, 71, from Montana. He's a food lover, always cooking, always exploring new recipes. But for months, he lost all interest in food. He ate just to fill his stomach, not because he enjoyed it. I thought maybe I was just getting old, he told me. The excitement around food, it was just gone. But you know what? The answer wasn't in his mood. It was on his tongue. While we often brush our teeth and use mouthwash, we rarely pay attention to the tongue, the surface where hundreds of bacteria, dead cells, and debris collect every day. According to the American Dental Association, 80% of chronic bad breath cases come from the tongue, not the teeth. And it's not just about breath. It affects digestion, immunity, and heart health too, especially in older adults. Dr. Evelyn Marks, a respected geriatrician, explained during a wellness seminar, when your tongue is covered in bacterial buildup, it dulls your taste buds and suppresses your immune system. The bacteria can even enter your bloodstream, raising the risk of gum disease, heart infection, and systemic inflammation. Howard's story became a turning point after his dentist introduced him to a tongue scraper and showed him how to use it gently each morning and evening. He gave it a try. Just over a week later, he called me, excited. This morning, I had chicken soup and the broth tasted amazing. It was like tasting it for the first time. He laughed and said, sometimes the food hasn't changed. It's just that we forgot to care for the part of us that tastes it. Cleaning your tongue doesn't take much time. Just a few strokes with a soft scraper or a fine bristled brush from back to front, and rinse. Do it daily, and it becomes a small act of self-care, one that protects your health from the inside out. You don't need big changes to protect your well-being. Sometimes it starts with the little things, the overlooked habits that quietly bring your body back into balance. And speaking of quiet foundations, let's talk about one part of your body that keeps you grounded, quite literally. Often hidden in socks and shoes, but vital to every step you take, your feet. If you've ever woken up with aching heels or stiff toes, this next part is especially for you. There are mornings when you place your feet on the cold floor and realize your steps aren't as steady as they used to be. A sharp sting in your heel, numb toes that no longer seem to follow your body's command. And so, instead of walking confidently, like before, you begin to tread slowly, carefully, with a quiet worry resting somewhere in your heart. I remember the story of Mr. Charles, 76 years old, living in Minnesota. A former Marine, once strong and steady on his feet well into his 70s. But within just 3 months, he began losing his balance while walking. It started with a small crack on his toe, followed by bleeding heels. The feet that had carried him through a lifetime had now become a burden, making him no longer want to take his daily strolls. The issue? Something most people overlook. Cracked heels and the spaces between the toes, where bacteria and fungus easily gather if not cleaned properly. Especially in older adults, the skin becomes thinner, less elastic. According to the American Academy of Dermatology, dry skin on the feet, especially the heels, is one of the main causes of cracking, bleeding, and infections. For those with diabetes, the consequences are even more serious. A tiny crack can become a chronic wound that won't heal, affecting mobility long term. Dr. Gregory Lewis, a geriatric specialist in California, advises, after bathing, older adults should thoroughly dry between the toes to prevent moisture buildup and apply a fragrance-free lotion to the heels, avoiding the areas between the toes to keep them dry. A gentle foot massage each day not only improves circulation, but also helps relieve joint pain and reduce swelling in older age. Back to Mr. Charles. After receiving detailed instructions from his doctor, he began to care for his feet every day. 1 month later, he was back walking the familiar path to the park near his home. I never thought just drying between my toes or applying lotion to my heels each night could help me walk comfortably again. Now my feet feel like they've gotten younger by years, he said, his eyes lit with a quiet joy. You see, our feet are the foundation of independence, something we treasure more than ever as we grow older. Every firm step is a gentle reminder, I'm still in control of my life no matter my age. Are you caring for your feet each day? If so, share your routine to inspire others, and if not, comment below with, I will start caring for my feet, as a gentle promise to yourself. And if you feel that these small details are helping you live lighter, more purposefully, step by step, don't hesitate to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to Golden Wise Elders. Together we'll protect our independence, one step, one breath, one tiny habit at a time, because every steady step adds meaning to our days. But you know, there's another area of the body that quietly supports our natural detox system every single day. Yet it's often blocked, suffocated, and can even become inflamed if not cared for properly. That place is under your arms. We often think we've cleaned it well. A bit of soap, a quick scrub, and that's it. Everything seems fine until one day you find a rash or start feeling tired without knowing why. And suddenly you wonder, did I do something wrong? Dorothy, 69, living in Seattle, shared a very honest story during a gathering of older women. I kept getting small lumps under my arms, sometimes painful, sometimes not. When I finally went to see a doctor, they said my lymph nodes were clogged. I was shocked because I shower every day, even use high-end deodorant. Her story made many in the room look at one another, nodding, because they too had experienced something similar without realizing how important it was. In truth, the underarm isn't just where we sweat. It's also home to many lymph nodes that act as the body's natural detox filter. When this area is blocked with residue, bacteria, or deodorant chemicals, the cleansing process is disrupted. A study from the Journal of Dermatological Science shows that for people over 60, the buildup of deodorant mixed with sweat and dead skin can lead to inflamed hair follicles, clogged sweat glands, and even swollen lymph nodes. It not only causes discomfort, but also weakens the local immune system, especially dangerous for older adults whose immunity is already lower. Dr. Sarah Brenner, an internist in Colorado, shared, a clean underarm doesn't mean it smells like perfume. It means the skin is properly cleaned, able to breathe, and doing its job. She recommends seniors use a mixture of baking soda and apple cider vinegar once a week with a soft cloth to naturally detox the area. After a shower, let the underarm dry for a few minutes before dressing or applying deodorant, giving your skin time to breathe and rebalance its pH. Since then, Dorothy has followed this routine every morning. At first it felt odd. Nobody ever told me I needed to care for my armpits. She laughed. But after just 2 weeks, the itching stopped. My skin felt softer, and strangely, I felt lighter every morning. We often take care of what's easy to see, our face, our hair, our hands, yet forget about those quiet areas of the body that play a vital role in keeping us healthy from the inside out. The underarms are one of those areas, silent but in need of our attention. And you know, once we've taken care of areas that support the body's natural detox process, like the underarms, there's another part that may seem harmless, but is actually one of the deepest hiding places for bacteria. It can quietly wreak havoc on your breathing, your immune system, and even your sleep. It's the nose, so familiar, yet so often overlooked. There are parts of the body we rarely see, rarely touch, and so they slip from our care. Until one day, your favorite white shirt no longer fits quite right because your back is breaking out in a strange rash, or you feel a constant, unexplained itch. And that's when it hits you. How long has it been since I truly cared for my back? Mr. Bernard, 72, from Michigan, once shared during a senior center gathering. I thought it was the laundry detergent. My back kept getting these itchy red patches, sometimes dry, sometimes weirdly damp. Turns out, the doctor said, I never scrubbed my back. His words made everyone chuckle, but then, one by one, they all nodded, because deep down, many of us have been guilty of forgetting our own backs. The back, especially the middle of the back where it's hardest to reach, is where sweat, dead skin, and bacteria gather every single day. According to Dr. Ann Richards, a dermatologist at Boston Medical Center, failing to properly clean this area can lead to inflamed breakouts, persistent body odor, or even seborrheic dermatitis, a condition that tends to affect older adults due to irregular oil production. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Dermatology found that among adults over 65, a staggering 73% don't clean the middle of their backs during daily showers. Most simply can't reach it, have limited mobility, or never thought it mattered. But the back, it supports us as we sleep, as we bend and stretch, and even in the warm embraces we give our loved ones. It deserves our care just like any other part of the body. And the good news? A small tool like a long-handled brush or a soft mesh towel can help you clean this area gently and effectively. After his daughter gifted him a wooden-handled back brush, Mr. Bernard began adding just 2 extra minutes to his evening shower routine. The first time I scrubbed my back, he said, it felt like my back was breathing. No more bumps, no more itching. I felt light and fresh when putting on a shirt. Sometimes a tiny step is all it takes to feel seen, cared for, and loved by yourself. And once we've cared for the back, the part we don't often see, there's another area, right at the center of the body, even more easily forgotten. A small, quiet place that can become a hidden home for dozens of bacteria if neglected. It may seem unimportant, but it can be the source of inflammation, fungal infections, and even embarrassing body odor. Can you guess which area it is? The answer is coming up next. Sometimes the things that make us feel the most self-conscious come from places we can't even see, places we tend to forget. Just like Judith, 70, from Portland, who once shared during a women's group chat, I bathe regularly, even wear light perfume every morning. But then one day, my granddaughter said, Grandma, there's a weird smell behind your neck. I felt so embarrassed, so confused. And that's when I realized I hadn't cleaned the back of my neck or behind my ears in who knows how long. And you know what? Judith isn't alone. In fact, the back of the neck and behind the ears, areas we rarely see in the mirror, are actually some of the most active regions for sebaceous glands. They're prone to trapping sweat, dust, and bacteria. Left uncleaned, they can quietly cause persistent body odor or even lead to rashes and mild contact dermatitis, especially for those who wear masks, glasses, or tight necklaces for long periods. Dr. Amy Nolan, a dermatologist in San Francisco, once shared at a senior health workshop, behind the ears and the neck are like hidden corners we forget to clean. But they're hotspots for odor thanks to the mix of sweat, oil, and friction from clothing or eyewear. Taking care of them is easy. Each night when you shower or wash your face, just take a warm, damp cloth or a gentle cleanser and wipe behind the ears and around the neck, then dry with a clean towel. If you like, massage gently to improve circulation. It's like giving yourself a little act of kindness after a long day. Judith, after making this a part of her daily routine, smiled and shared, It's not just about feeling clean. I actually feel lighter when I go to bed, like I've washed away the little burdens that clung to me all day. See, just paying a little more attention can bring back your confidence, your comfort, and even your self-love. And you know what? After all these habits we've explored today, from the tongue to the heels, the back to behind the ears, maybe the greatest lesson isn't about technique. It's about something much deeper. And that's exactly what we're about to wrap up with. A final message from my heart to yours, as one friend to another at the end of a long and meaningful conversation. You've just joined me on a journey through 7 parts of the body, parts that may seem familiar, but are all too often forgotten. From that tiny belly button that quietly harbors bacteria, to the feet that silently carry us through life. From the tongue that houses hundreds of microorganisms, to the back of the neck, where even a little neglect can chip away at our confidence. We've heard real stories, from Bernard in Michigan to Dorothy in Seattle. People just like you and me. They felt uncertain, even careless at times, but came to a new understanding and chose to treat their bodies more gently, more intentionally, each day. And I want to say this to you. Taking care of your health doesn't have to be grand or complicated. You don't have to wait until something goes wrong. Sometimes it's just a soft towel behind the neck, one quiet moment in front of the mirror to clean your tongue, or a gentle foot massage before bed. These are all tiny, loving ways to say to yourself, I still care. I still choose to live well. Dear friend, Whether you live alone or surrounded by loved ones, you are always worthy of care, of safety, and of a life filled with love, especially the love you give to yourself. If you learned something new today, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Even just a simple, "I'm ready to make a change," lets me know that you're still walking forward, not alone, but together with us, your community here at Golden Wise Elders. And if you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to hit the like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel. Tap that little bell so you won't miss the next video, because each week we bring gentle yet meaningful stories, down-to-earth advice, and heartfelt encouragement, all made just for you. Wise souls full of love, still longing to live well and joyfully. I'll see you again on the next journey. Until then, keep taking care of yourself because you truly deserve it.